Picture this. The wrestling ring stands ready under the bright lights. The crowd is roaring with excitement. It's the biggest night of the year, the tournament to crown the ultimate champion. Suddenly, the heavy doors swing open. One by one, the wrestlers step out. Fans scream at the top of their lungs for their favorite fighters. But only one will be the winner, and everyone wants to know who it will be. But these aren't ordinary fighters. These wrestlers are factor indices. And that roaring audience, they are the everyday investors, some already backing a favorite, while others waiting to see where to put their money. Hello and welcome to ET Money's YouTube channel. In this video, we will find out the best factor index. Now, when we did the earlier edition of this video 2 years ago, NSE's website listed as many as 35 factor indices, but many of them were not investable. That is, no fund was available for them. Now, we settled on 7 factor indices that were investable and analyzed them to find the best one. Cut to the present. NSE's website now mentions 48 factor or strategy indices. As many as 27 of these are now investable, and the total number of factor funds as of March 2026 stands at 113. So, the world of factors have evolved, and hence it's time to revisit our previous exercise. Let me first introduce you to our contenders this time. But before I start, here is something important. If you're watching this video, there is a high chance you have a mutual fund portfolio that you build carefully, selecting the right funds, balancing risk, and remaining disciplined. But risk and underperformance can quietly creep in without you noticing. And that's why we built ET Money's Portfolio Health Check. Now you can know if your portfolio is still a 10 or 10 or just a mix that looks like that. We tell you this by analyzing your portfolio on 100 plus parameters and then giving you an overall score and how you stand on the 4 pillars. So you see how your portfolio rates on performance, risk, diversification, and your own investing behaviors. And you get personalized suggestions on how you can improve your score. So do check it out. Factor or smart beta investing lies at the cross section of active and passive investing, where an index is modified based on certain fixed criteria. As a result, it's no longer a vanilla market cap weighted index, nor is it like active funds that gives the fund manager significant freedom. But this modification does have a profound impact on the performance. If you'd like to learn more about factor or smart beta investing, you can watch the video I just mentioned. Okay, when we initially planned this video, we wanted to cover all 27 factors for which there is a fund available. But we faced 2 practical challenges in doing so. First, covering 27 factors in one video would have made it very complex, especially for those new to factor investing. Second, getting data on all the factors within a reasonable span of time was a challenge too, as the NSE's website allows downloading of raw data for only one financial year at the time for one index. So, to simplify the task, we decided to focus on the top 10 factors by the size of assets invested in them. These are the most popular factors, and hence an analysis of them will be useful for many investors. But this doesn't mean that factors not covered in this video aren't good enough. We will discuss them separately in the future in factor-specific videos. Now, we made similar videos in the past, and you can find them in our playlist on passive and factor funds. As usual, the link is in the description. Also, note that we will cover only factors based on NSE indices. BSE also offers factor indices, and funds are available on them. But in this video, we will focus only on the NSE factors. Now, on your screen is the list of 27 investable factors along with the size of assets invested in them. These factors together have an assets of over 40,000 crores. The top 10 factors have assets of over 36,000 crores, thus constituting 85% of the total size. The factors with the highest assets invested in them are the Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index with about 10,800 crores, the Nifty 50 Equal Weight Index with about 6,900 crores, and the Nifty 100 Low Volatility 30 with about 6,800 crores. It is also noteworthy that this list is quite comprehensive and representative. There are all kinds of factors in this list of top 10. Momentum, equal weight, low volatility, value, quality, alpha, and multi-factor. Now, in most cases, the name of the factor index tells us how the factor has been derived. For example, the Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Factor Index invests in 30 momentum stocks picked from the Nifty 200 group of stocks based on its underlying methodology. The Nifty 50 Equal Weight Factor invests in all Nifty 50 stocks in an equal proportion, and so on. But 2 factors deserve special mention. The first is the Nifty 50 Alpha Index. It invests in 50 companies with high alpha or outperformance. It picks its constituents from the top 300 stocks, so its nearest plain vanilla index is the Nifty Large Midcap 250. Then there is Nifty Alpha Low Volatility 30 Index, which seeks to invest in 30 stocks with high alphas and low volatility. This factor picks its constituents from the combined universe of the Nifty 100 and the Nifty Midcap 50. Okay, so these 10 are our contenders this time. Let's now start the battle of factors by first taking a look at their returns. But do know that while we analyze the performance of these factors, it doesn't automatically make one of them our recommendations. So, do your own due diligence before investing in any factor discussed in this video. Here, the return metric that we'll consider is average 5-year rolling returns. But why 5 years? Because that's the minimum horizon for investing in any equity fund and hence judging the performance of an equity fund. We have considered average 5-year rolling returns over 10 years, that is between April 2016 and April 2026. We will first compare the performance of 10 factor indices versus their parents and then with each other. On your screen are the average 5-year returns of the 10 factors along with their parents' indices returns. Except for the Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index, all factor indices are ahead of their parent. The Nifty 200 Quality 30 Index has underperformed the Nifty 200 by 37 basis points. If we check the degree of outperformance, the Nifty Alpha 50 has the highest outperformance of about 800 basis points over its parent. It's quite wide too in the case of 3 momentum indices in our set, ranging from over 400 basis points to over 700 basis points. So overall, you are assured of better returns in all cases but one if you choose a factor index over its parent. Now, if we rank these indices on their returns alone, the Nifty Midcap 150 Momentum 50 comes out at the top, followed by the Nifty Alpha 50 and then the Nifty 500 Momentum 50. At the bottom are the Nifty 200 Quality 30, Nifty Alpha Low Volatility 30 and the Nifty 100 Low Volatility 30. But this picture isn't surprising. Pure momentum and alpha factors are return junkies and are designed to generate high returns. Low volatility factors come at the bottom shouldn't be surprising either, as their primary role is to contain volatility rather than generate returns. Also, we should not forget that these indices have varying parents as well, so their universe of stocks can be very different. So, this is not a perfect apples to apples comparison. Still, from a pure return perspective, this is a handy picture. Now, in the next step, let's assess the volatility of these 10 factor indices to get an idea of the risk involved in investing in them. But before that, if you aren't already a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a video from us. To compare the volatility of 10 factor indices with that of parent indices, we will use a metric called as standard deviation. Standard deviation is a measure of how spread out numbers are around the average. A low standard deviation means the values are close to the mean, while a high standard deviation means they are more scattered. Now, when applied to volatility, a high standard deviation indicates high volatility and vice versa. Alright, let's compare the volatility of the 10 factors with their parents. Now, here only 2 factor indices beat their parent, Nifty Top 10 Equal Weight and Nifty 200 Quality 30. Recall that the Nifty 200 Equally 30 was the only factor that failed to beat its parent in terms of returns, but against the volatility metric, it has done quite well. The only pure low volatility index in the set, the Nifty 100 Low Volatility 30 Index, is almost as volatile as its parent, so it doesn't seem to add much value as far as core purpose is concerned. The Nifty Alpha Low Volatility 30 is 8% more volatile than its parent. That's actually good performance given the presence of high alpha stocks in their multi-factor index. Now, in terms of difference in volatility, the Nifty 50 Equal Weight Index comes at the end. It is 79% more volatile than Nifty 50. The Nifty 500 Momentum 50 is 53% more volatile and the Nifty Alpha 50 is 46% more volatile. Now, if we rank the 10 factors only in terms of their volatility, the picture will look something like this. The toppers are the Nifty Top 10 Equal Weight, Nifty 200 Quality 30 and Nifty 50 Value 20. The 3 indices that generate the highest returns, Midcap 150 Momentum 50, Alpha 50 and Nifty 500 Momentum 50, now are in the bottom in terms of volatility. Now, if your primary goal is to contain portfolio volatility, you can use this list. However, for a more informed decision, it's better to combine the risk and return picture and consider the risk-adjusted performance. Risk-adjusted performance tells us how much a fund delivers per unit of risk it takes. Momentum and alpha funds deliver high returns, but their volatility is high too. The Nifty 200 Quality 30 delivered comparatively lower returns, but did well in terms of volatility. So, it's only by combining risk and return that we can get a comprehensive picture. And not just comprehensive. Doing so will also allow us to compare the factors irrespective of their parent and methodologies. To arrive at the risk-adjusted performance, we will simply divide the average 5-year rolling returns with the standard deviation of those rolling returns. The greater the number, the better the overall performance. Take a look at the table on your screen now and the outcome may surprise you. Only 5 of the 10 factors outperform their parents. Nifty 100 low volatility 30, Nifty mid-cap 150 momentum 50, Nifty top 10 equal weight, Nifty 50 value 20 and Nifty 200 quality 30. The remaining 5 underperform their respective parents. Now in terms of the difference in risk-adjusted performance, the best factor is the Nifty 200 quality 30. Its risk-adjusted performance is 21% better than its parent. Now recall that this factor had a comparatively low return versus other factors and even its parent. However, its volatility profile was quite good. So when the two are combined, this factor emerges out at the top. It's followed by the Nifty 50 value 20 and then by the Nifty midcap 150 momentum 50. The worst in terms of risk-adjusted performance is the Nifty 50 equal weight index with a difference of minus 38%. Now, if we compare the various factors with each other, the picture will look like this. The top 3 factors are Nifty 50 value 20, Nifty top 10 equal weight and Nifty 200 quality 30. At the bottom are Nifty 50 equal weight, the Nifty midcap 150 momentum 50 and the Nifty alpha 50. Alright, in the concluding section, let's assign a score to each factor based on their risk-adjusted performance versus parent and versus other factors to find the best overall factor. On your screen is the combined score and the ranks for each of the 10 factors in terms of their risk-adjusted performance versus parent and each other. And the winner of the Battle of Factors 2026 is the Nifty 50 value 20. The silver goes to Nifty 200 quality 30 and in the third place is the Nifty top 10 equal weight. Curiously, none of these factors are the kind that make investors' heart thumps, such as momentum or alpha. It appears that when it comes to sophisticated, savvy investing, value and quality still trump raw momentum. Now, we do have a couple of videos on these factors in our passive and factor funds playlist, so you can watch them for more information on these factors. But do you remember that this analysis does not automatically mean that we are recommending these factors to you. So do your own research and make a choice based on your financial goals, preference and risk profile. And with this, I've come to the end of this video. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, please share it with your friends and family. I'll be back soon with another video. Till then, take care.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.